Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Happy Thursday. Or as one content creator I follow on TikTok likes to say, Happy Friday Eve. It is Thursday, May 9th, 2024, here in New York City. The time is 2:42 p.m. For those of you who are new here, my name is Lotus. I primarily play The Sims 4, but sometimes I'll throw in some Townscaper or some Fall Guys, and I'm open to trying some other little cozy games. I generally don't do war games or shoot 'em up type games. I tend to prefer nice cozy stuff. Yeah, if you've got any suggestions, feel free to share them. You can share them in the chat or you can share them in the Discord. And I just put the link in the chat so you can join the Discord, join the conversation. It's a little bit quiet over there right now, but it's a nice place where if you don't want to be overwhelmed by messages, our Discord is a great place to hang out. So you can come and you can see when we do chat about stuff. And I also like to share my townscaper photos and screenshots from my Sims. So I haven't done any Sim screenshots there in a little bit, I think. I might need to fix that. And also from time to time, I like to share photos because I'm also a photographer. So I like to share pretty stuff over there. The channel is actually called Show Me Pretty Things. And you're more than welcome to hop into the Discord and share pretty things with us in that channel. But enough of that housekeeping type stuff. Let's get into some gameplay. Today I am playing with my OG save file, one of the earliest ones that I've had since I started playing the game in February of 2004. This is my Matrix legacy. We are on generation 33, if my memory serves me correctly. The Sim that I'm currently focused on actually is not a Matrix. He is the eldest child of someone who married into the Matrixes. So Francesca is his mom. He is her eldest child from a previous relationship. Actually, who is his dad? I don't think I ever checked. Francesca married into the Matrix family. She is married to, let's look on the genealogy here. So Francesca is married to Lionel Matrix Watson. He is part of Gen 32. We're gonna skip prom, or are we gonna go to prom? No, we're gonna skip prom. I don't want to do a loading screen right now. So Lionel is part of Generation 32 of the Matrixes, and he and Francesca have 3 kids together. But he had raised Toby as his own. Toby was, I think, a toddler when they got married. So he's been raising Toby most of Toby's life. Toby just aged up to a young adult. And I have to keep reminding myself he's not a Matrix because I really like him. He's got the rancher trait. He's going to be the one to take over the property that his family lives on here in Chestnut, whatever the name of the rest of the name of it is. They live in the horse ranch world. So Toby has the horse rancher aspiration, if not aspiration, no, he has a botany aspiration, but he has the rancher trait and the horse lover trait. So he's going to be the one to take over this property. He may end up sharing it with his youngest sister, Carolina. Because she's also taken a liking to the horses. So we'll see. But Carolina's still in grade school, so she's got plenty of time to decide what she wants to do. But I really like Toby, and I think he is extraordinarily cute. So I have to constantly remind myself, he's not a matrix. He's not the main focus. Actually, what I think I'm gonna do, because I've been wanting to do this, I like how I made him over when he aged up to teen. And I think what I'm going to do is save him in my library just so that I can create a save file just with him. So I'm going to save, I have to save the whole household, but at some point I'm going to go back and create a save file with just him and the two horses and just play through with him and see where his life goes. But as for my Matrix save, he's not the main focus. He's just a sim who, he's the child of a townie, which makes him a townie, of course. He's a townie who I happen to like a lot, and I've gotten very attached to. I have not done much gameplay with the horse ranch. Oh, Chestnut Ridge, that's the name of the world. I haven't done much gameplay with the horse ranch pack. I'd play with it for a look. Oh my God, that? Wow, thank you so much for the sub. You did not have to do that. How sweet of you. It's good to see you. I hope that you are resting and recovering from what has surely been an extremely stressful semester. And it's good to see you too. Happy Thursday indeed. Let me give you a shout out. So if you're not following that, please go ahead to his channel and give him a follow, because those of us who hang out in his Discord and who enjoy his streams would really love to see him stream again. He's been super duper busy. He's working. He's also in school. So we're all cheering him on for that. And I hope that you are enjoying getting to the end of the semester, finally. You took a ridiculous number of courses this term. Why did you do that? Please don't burn yourself out. You have to make it through the rest of your degree program. So I was just telling everyone that the sim Toby, who is the child of a townie that one of my legacy sims married, I've gotten really attached to him. So I'm gonna save him and the two horses into my library. And then at some point, I'm going to create a save starting out with him. He's just one day into young adulthood. So this is a great time to start a new save just with him. Not today, though, unless, of course, the lag gets on my nerves. Then, you know, all bets are off. It is fun. It's a lot of fun. You know, sometimes I just don't feel like creating sims from scratch. And, you know, maybe I've done a couple of saves with sims that are already in my library. So when I find a sim who is a townie who's really interesting, either they were born from a townie or they're a townie who I just happened upon in the game, I'll give them a makeover and then save them into my library, so that one day when I'm like, you know, I want to start a new save, then I can go through my library and go, oh yeah, here's a townie who I made over. I can start over with this one. So that is what Toby is going to be. Oh my God, the lag. You know, it doesn't take this long to get into Cass' game. The dramatics are really a lot right now. I was afraid of that actually with this save, because it's an older save. I'm on generation 33 of this legacy. So things are starting to get very slow, and it may be to the point where, at least with my current machine, I may have to save this save file just for off-stream gameplay. You know, record if I want to share what I'm doing with them and stuff like that. I may have to just record when I'm offline, off stream, or whatever, and then post those videos to my YouTube channel instead of trying to stream with this save. Because streaming with OBS, recording with OBS by itself isn't so bad, but streaming with OBS with a save file that tends to be laggy can sometimes get to be a bit much. Okay, so I saved you to my library. What has been new with me? Sunday, our community orchestra and chorus had their end of semester concert. That was awesome. And it was the most comfortable that I've been performing with them since I started with them about 5 years ago. So it just goes to show how much I've grown as a musician. And I know when I first started taking private lessons 7 years ago, I never would have thought that 7 years later I would actually be comfortable playing in a community orchestra. I was telling my teacher this yesterday. I had my violin lesson yesterday, and he was saying how proud he is of me because he remembers when I first started playing with him. And, you know, I already knew how to play the violin, but I just needed a lot of instruction on foundational stuff since I hadn't had private instruction playing the violin when I was growing up. And he said that he remembers like almost the almost sheer terror that I had about like playing in front of him or playing in front of other people. And he remembers telling me, it'll be okay, you're fine, you're fine. And that's really weird because I grew up performing in front of people, you know, from the first time I started playing, never as a soloist though, which is what I would really love to be able to do. Yes, definitely I'm going to share that footage as soon as I know that it's posted. Actually, let me check now because the college has a when I was in school they called it AV, but it's something different now. They've got a production tech team, so they professionally record all of the concerts and stuff that any of the student organizations put on. So they had their team there on Sunday. I'm just searching on YouTube to see. Okay, they haven't put it up there yet. But as soon as they post their video on YouTube, I will definitely share the link in Discord. And for those of you who might have just gotten here, I'm going to put the Discord link in the chat again so that you can go ahead and join our Discord community and you can enjoy whatever conversations we have over there. It tends to be a quiet server, so if you tend to be overwhelmed by getting a lot of notifications every time new messages come through, you're not going to get that so much on this server. Our server tends to be kind of quiet, which is good to avoid overwhelm. But yeah, pop on over there and I will be sharing the link for the concert this past Sunday, as well as sharing updates when I do builds in The Sims, and I post screenshots from my gameplay and also from Townscaper. Now I created a new channel just for Townscaper because I enjoy that cozy little game. So yeah, go on over to Discord and join us there. You are more than welcome. Now let's send load quickly vibes to my game. But I will say this, if the lag gets on my nerves, which I suspect that it's going to after a little while, I am going to switch over to starting a save with Toby and his 2 horses. So either way we'll win. New save files don't tend to lag so much. Those of you who have been playing The Sims 4 for a while have probably recognized that. And the lag has gotten particularly bad in the past year or so. So while there are things that I can do on my computer, like increase the RAM to hopefully cut down on the amount of lag, this is not purely a hardware issue on my end. It's an issue with The Sims 4 that's been a problem for a while. Thank you so much. All the vibes. So many vibes. Vac, are you working today, or you have the day off so that you can actually get some rest? I hope you have the day off so that you can get some rest. I've got some coding that I want to do a little bit later. You're off today. Oh, hallelujah. Are we gonna get a stream later today? No pressure. Okay, maybe a little pressure, but no pressure. Nah, friend, you do what you need to do. If you've got to preserve your energy and you're not ready to stream yet, then please don't push yourself. Yeah, that's how people burn out. And you have been pushing yourself a lot for these first 5 months of the year. So the last thing you need to do is push yourself when it comes to something that's supposed to be fun. You're also off tomorrow. Oh my God, that is so great. I'm glad. I'm glad. So if you're working the weekend, may your tips be monumental. I hope you make lots of money charming people with your professionalism and your good service. So what else is new? Also, I'm trying to get started in the freelance realm for web design. Anyone who's been following the news for the past couple of years when it comes to the tech field knows that it's been very difficult for people in tech. And with me, I'm breaking back into tech after a very long absence from the field. So essentially I'm starting brand new, looking for entry-level jobs because I'm going back into technology, but in a different field of technology than what I was in before. So now I'm going into web development. And I've been working on a couple of projects. I have a couple of personal projects that are out there. One is actually deployed. It's on the site called Netlify. And the other one, I am working on getting it deployed to AWS, Amazon Web Services, so that people can use it on the internet. But the deployment step is giving me some grief. So I just have to sit down in front of my computer with all the instructions and bang my head against it for a bit. The app that I made that is deployed is called Simple Weather. And I'm gonna put is it .com or .app? I think it's .app. I'm going to put the link, it's .app, into the chat so that you can use it. It is an app that allows you to enter, thank goodness my game finally loaded. It's an app that allows you to enter the city and state and get the current time and date and weather for any US city. I haven't yet expanded it to international. There's some things that I want to do to broaden the app at some point, and that's one of them. All right, let's see. Where is my game sound? I think I need to turn down my music so that I can hear my game. And then let's turn my volume up. Okay, now I can hear her. I can turn the music down a little bit more. cool. All right. Isn't Toby handsome? I like him. I usually don't play around that much with facial hair for my male Sims, but for him I decided to add some. And with the shape of his face and stuff, I think it looks really nice. So let's see. How is it already? Oh, okay. I forgot. I thought it was Saturday morning in the game, but it's Saturday night now because I forgot that Toby spent the day over at the, I think it's called Drake Hall. He entered into a competition. I think he won something too. So he should have a trophy. He did. This was the, I think he was in the intermediate category for endurance. But let's put his trophy up on the wall with the others. Today is also New Year's Eve. I'm not going to invite other Sims over. Usually I do, but just to decrease the amount of lag, I'm not going to invite other Sims over. But I can introduce you to the family. So Carolina is the youngest. She will be aging up to a teen, I think the middle of the next week. Hannah just aged up to a teen yesterday. Her and Toby have the same birthday. So she just aged up to a teen. This is Jonathan, and he, I think, is about 2/3 of the way through his teen years. Lionel is their dad, and he is one of my Matrix Sims. So he's the one who's part of Generation 32. His kids are part of Generation 33. And this is his wife, Francesca. Francesca is Toby's mom, and she's also the mother of the other 3 kids. So they live here in Chestnut Ridge in this spacious 2-story home. They have 2 horses. Peanut, let's see, is this Peanut here? This is Peanut. Peanut is a stallion. I keep forgetting Peanut is a stallion. I keep thinking Peanut is the mare. But Peanut is a stallion. He is Francesca's horse mainly. And the other one is Jetpack. Jetpack is the mare. And she is Toby's horse. He has a very strong relationship with her. I'm in love with this family. They are too adorable. Yeah. Oh, you like the app? Thank you. Yeah, definitely bookmark it, use it. I had a lot of fun making it. And what time is it? It's 10:30. So soon we'll be counting down to midnight. I'm gonna risk some processor lags, simulation lag, speed it up a bit so we can get to the countdown. Oh wait, you all haven't made resolutions and stuff. We have to do that. Okay, so Toby, what's going to be your resolution? Let's say, do we want to do raising a skill? Let's do raising a skill. That's always the easiest one because they, anytime they do something, almost anytime they do something, they're working on a skill anyhow. Let's do that. Francesca, I think I'd like you to work on getting promoted. She's in the education career. And what level is she at? She's pretty high up there. She's a tenured professor. Oh, okay, she's got one more level to go, and she's well on her way towards a promotion. We've just got to work on this logic skill and her research and debate skill. All right, Lionel, we definitely want to get you promoted. So, for a long time, Lionel was a barista. He was the primary caregiver for the kids when they were little. So, his wife would go to work at the university, and he would be the one to make sure the kids got off to school because his hours were like 5 to 7 or something like that. So he'd be here when the kids got home from school and all of that good stuff. Help them with their homework, help them with their projects. Now that all of the kids are big enough to do that for themselves, he can focus on a career of his own. So he wants to get into the culinary career. Oh, I want to get him into the culinary career because I want someone with a lot of skill cooking. Also, they need to make more money. Their bills are almost $4,000 a week, and right now they only have 8,000 in reserve. So they need more money. Francesca makes good money. That would help if Lionel did too. We want Jonathan to become a better student because Lionel's aspiration has to do with family, and one of the milestones is having a child who gets an A in high school. Okay, so why does this say it's after midnight, but they haven't done the countdown to You know what? It's The Sims. I'm not even going to ask these questions. I'm just going to accept the fact that simulation lag is a thing. And as far as this household is concerned, the countdown to midnight has not yet started. Oh, God. Okay, let's make you a resolution that you want to raise up a skill. More than likely, you'll be a better student anyway, because you're well on your way to becoming that. You have a few days before you age up. All right, everyone has their resolutions. You all missed the countdown to midnight, even though you were sitting here watching the TV. But like I said, this is The Sims, and we do not question weirdness like that. We just accept it. We accept it and we dismiss it by saying, oh, this is The Sims. Of course that happened. Let's see if we can send everyone to bed. This is going to take a minute. Well, not you. You're hungry. Definitely send the little one to bed. Still good. Let's finish that garden salad. And let's throw these plates in the recycling, the money trash can as they call it. For a household like this, that's usually just 2 bill periods away from having no money, I really like having the money trash can. And especially when there are so many Sims in the household. So there are 8 Sims, including the horses. When you put anything into the money trash can, you get 10 simoleons for every Sim that's in the household. So this is a full household. We get 80 simoleons per thing that we put in the money trash can. I've also been doing that with the manure because they say, yeah, sell your manure. But you know what? With the money trash can, I get a lot more by dragging the manure into the trash can than I do by selling it from my Sims inventory. So that's what I do to earn them some extra money. All right, sir, you had a long day. Toby actually spent the entire day over there at the racing grounds, training and then competing. So he's tired. He needs to go to sleep. What about you, Jonathan? Now, Jonathan has his own bathroom. Jonathan is very lucky. He has his own bathroom only because these two bedrooms used to be one large bedroom with its own bathroom. So this was a 1, 2, 3 bedroom house. No, this was a 2 bedroom house, and I changed it into 4 bedrooms. So I divided this large bedroom into these 2 smaller bedrooms, and then what was a sitting room over here on the right, I made it into a big bedroom for the 2 girls. Okay, you can go to bed. No, you standing around. Wait, are y'all just now doing the countdown to midnight? Is that why you're standing up? Let me see what this says. Watch the countdown to midnight. Y'all are funny. Even though the clock says 3:09 a.m. That's just simulation lag. It is what it is. Let's turn off the radio. Okay, so you're counting it as the countdown to midnight watched. Hey, I'm not going to argue with you. Both of you need to go to the bathroom? Okay. Well, Lionel is socially awkward, but from time to time, he has his moments where he can be romantic. They're both feeling flirty. You know, hon, all the kids are sleeping. All the kids are sleeping. We effectively have the house to ourselves. How about we have a little good, clean fun? Okay, he's down for that. The question is, though, will it actually work? Because sometimes when the game is lagging, then regular interactions don't work the way they're supposed to. Okay, it works this time. Wow. Oh, she's getting in the shower with her clothes on. All right. You know, y'all do have your own private bathroom. You didn't have to use the one in the hallway. Let's just cheat that up just for the sake of not having to deal with the lag. And I think he has to use the toilet too. Yeah, so I'm going to cheat that up for him. And his hunger need, I'll cheat that up just a little bit. And then when y'all are done in the shower doing whatever it is you're doing, then you can go to sleep. A little bit later today, I was saying earlier, I've got some coding that I want to do. I'm working with an unfunded startup out in Boston, and we want to release their revamped website before this month is out. Don't know if we're going to make it in that time frame, but we are well on our way to having a revamped website, and it looks light years better than what they originally had. So I'm really excited about it. There are there are 3 of us web developers working on it now, and we've had a bit of a rotating cast of characters just because we've had some people go on to get full-time jobs somewhere else, so of course once they get a full-time job they aren't as available to work on the site, but it's really been a lot of fun to take what I learned in coding boot camp last year and apply it to a real world site. and to actually see my own skills grow. I've gotten a lot more comfortable with the stuff that I learned in coding boot camp by doing that. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, and it's one thing to learn enough to pass a course. It's another thing to come out of that course and improve the skills that you learned. So, like, there's some things that I was introduced to in the course that didn't make sense at the time, but I got to work for 6 months as a teaching assistant with the same coding boot camp, and the process of helping the next set of students through some of that same material also helped me. And I got a lot of clarity on some stuff that totally went over my head the first time that I was introduced to it. That was exciting to like really see stuff make sense. Where before it was like, oh, okay, I'm just going to take the instructor's word for it because I really don't understand what I'm doing. I'm just mimicking what the instructor did. But a lot of that stuff fell into place during those 6 months of working as a teaching assistant. They throw a lot of information at you during the 4 months of the course. Um, and I'm grateful for the fact that they were able to throw all of that at us so that at least I was familiar with it. And then being a teaching assistant for 6 months, it was a slower pace for me. And I was actually getting paid to sit through the course again, which you can't argue with that, man, especially since the job market has been so difficult. And not just for tech, the job market, from what I'm hearing, is difficult for people all over. So, yeah, there are a lot of folks out there in the trenches who are trying to find something. But with the job market being what it is, it was really great that I had those 6 months of being able to, first of all, get paid, but second of all, to go through the course again, shore up some stuff that had gone over my head. I still had the instructors at my disposal. So even though I was working with the instructors as a peer, they were still there to answer questions. And there were plenty of times during the lectures where I would ask questions right along with the students. And the instructors were always happy to answer the questions, clarify things that I was unclear about, because it only benefited the students. Once the instructors were done lecturing for the day, and we had like 2 hours of study hall at the end of the day, it was just the teaching assistants and the students there in the Zoom classroom, in the breakout rooms and stuff like that. Um, so because I was able to get things clarified for me during the lectures, I was able to clarify them for the students and actually understand what they were having problems with, as opposed to shooting in the dark, which is basically what I was doing as a student because all of that stuff was so new. Now, almost 6 months out from that experience, um, I'm I'm still learning, of course. There's always stuff to learn. And the cool thing about having gone through that program is it reminded me that I'm able to learn stuff. So now when I'm faced with something that I don't understand, something that's new to me, or, whatever, just confusing or whatever, rather than saying, oh, this is just so hard. I don't like this. I'm not going to be able to understand it. Then I remind myself, okay, I've been in situations before where I faced stuff like this and didn't understand what I was doing. And over time, I was able to find the resources to help me learn. And I successfully grasped the material, at least well enough to do whatever it was that I was trying to do, so I can do it again in this case. That was a really important lesson that I needed to learn, that I didn't know that I needed to learn. I'm one of those people who going through public school was very easy for me. The academics came very easy for me. And so when I got to university, It was a new experience to be faced with material that I couldn't get, just like that. And at a certain point, I gave up on myself. So like if I wasn't able to get something quickly, for the most part, I just assumed I'd never be able to get it. Um, Going through the coding boot camp and then working as a teaching assistant was a much needed reminder that no, I am able to learn. I can actually work at learning stuff. It doesn't have to come easily in order for me to eventually be able to understand it. So now I'm not as intimidated for the most part. There's some stuff that still intimidates me, like trying to deploy this other project I have to Amazon Web Services. That intimidates me. But even when I'm intimidated, I'm still able to remind myself, okay, I've done this before. I can learn. I'm not dumb. It's really funny the things that we tell ourselves, and how we can convince ourselves that we're dumb when we aren't. We might just need more time or more help or whatever. I don't know. It must be a human experience thing where if we have negative self-talk, it seems to stick so much more easily than the positive and encouraging stuff. So true. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that negative stuff, man, it's got some gorilla glue on it or something. I don't know. But the positive stuff tends to roll off so much more easily. Though it's interesting that I guess it depends on the person. And the reason I say that is because there are some people who have some nasty attitudes, and they are fully convinced that they are the most wonderful people on the planet. And I'm like, can you please share that even delusional positivity about yourself with the folk who are genuinely trying to be good people and they're just totally convinced that they're not? It is so weird. I see it all the time. I don't know why that is. But hey, I just shake my head and keep going. Anyhow, I am just glad that I had a chance to adjust that way of thinking about myself so that I could be more positive and give myself a chance, not give up on myself. I at some point in my life, I went through a stage where I learned to give up on myself, and now I'm learning that I don't have to give up on myself. Yeah, it's good to be realistic. Um, if I'm not good at something, then it's good to be realistic and admit to myself that I'm not good at it. If something truly is beyond my capabilities, it's good to be realistic and admit that that's beyond my capabilities. But it's also good to say, okay, well, that might be beyond my capabilities now. Maybe it's something that I can continue to work on, and I might never be an expert at it, but I can certainly get better at it than I am now. That's so inspiring. I'm glad. Yeah. I used to think that by the time I became an adult, I would have everything figured out. Ha! That's so funny. I'm constantly figuring shit out. Constantly. I was talking to a friend of mine who's a lot younger than me. This is a couple of years ago. And I'm with you on that. Yep. A couple of years ago, and he was like, "Oh man, I'm just so amazed." I think he was in his late 20s at the time, and he's like, "I'm so amazed at how much I've learned in the past few years, and I didn't think there was so much to learn about life, and now I'm learning that there is." And I said, "What's really going to make you noodle is when you get to my age and you realize that there's still a hell of a lot to learn." Hmm. And we've been friends for, let's see, how old is he now? I think he is like 33, 33, 34. And he's one of those people who we started out having more of a professional relationship, and we do have that same professional relationship now, but we've also developed a genuine friendship on top of that. And it's just been wonderful watching him grow as a person. I can remember him telling me some of the goals that he had for himself, or things that he hoped he was able to improve about himself. And I look at him now and I see how far he's come. And every now and then I remind him, I'm like, dude, you have come so far, and I'm super duper proud of you. It's really an honor to be invited on somebody's life journey like that. I don't take it for granted, because I know I don't just let everybody have a ringside seat to my life. So people who do allow me to see into certain aspects of their lives, I'm really grateful for that. It's good though. The learning never ends. Yeah, I think it's really good. I think it's really good because it seems like the people who stop learning, their lives, at least to me anyway, they get very stale. They're stuck in the same ruts and the same patterns over and over again. And I don't I don't want my life to be like that. I want to constantly be learning and growing until I leave this planet. Even watching my mom, so my mom died in October of 2022. And the last year of her life, she was in a nursing home because she was a fall risk. And she had cancer, so she was very fragile. But mentally, for the most part, other than how the cancer affected her cognition, mentally, for the most part, she was still there. And it was very interesting and inspiring to watch how she would process, well, what she let me see anyway, of her processing how her life had changed, how her circumstances had changed, and coming to terms with her impending death, coming to terms with the change in what she could and couldn't do. Sometimes, of course, grudgingly coming to terms with it, which I had to deduce on my own because she was not good about sharing openly with me that kind of thing. Probably because of her generation, you don't burden your kids with that kind of thing. She was never the type of person who was like, oh, poor me, my kids need to feel sorry for me, my kids need to be up under me. No, she believed that her kids had their own lives and she was not there to be a burden to them or to anyone else. She believed that almost to a fault because, like I said, she wasn't very good at sharing when I think it would have been helpful for her, and when I did have the emotional capacity to be a more emotional support. She still wasn't good about sharing those kinds of things. But anyhow, I watched her go through different phases, and even before she got sick, of just coming to terms with the aging process and reminding herself that, hey, it's a natural part of life. There are people who don't get to experience this part of life, and I'm still going to live my life as fully as I possibly can. So watching her go through all of that and learn and grow just lets me know there's always opportunities to learn and grow in some form or fashion. And that's the kind of person who I've always wanted to be. Even the going back to school thing, my mom, there are three of us siblings. My sister and I were already grown and out of the house, and my brother was in middle school when my mom went back to school to get her nursing license. So she actually turned 50 when she was in her nursing program. And then she worked as an LPN in a couple of different nursing homes until she retired. So even seeing that let me know, it doesn't matter how old I am. If I have the resources and the ability and there's something different that I want to do, I can take those classes, even if I'm in those classes with people who are a lot younger than me, like she was. Still, it's intellectual curiosity and a desire to take your life in a different direction don't have to end just because you get over a certain age. You can keep them as a part of your life for however long you want to. I love that about life. We don't have to be limited. Goodness knows there are enough limitations in the world without limiting ourselves unnecessarily. I mean, there are always going to be limits based on how other people want to treat you, what opportunities other people want to give you. That's outside of your control. There are going to be limits on what other people, what limits on how you can live your life based on what other people are doing in the world. That's outside of your control. Why mentally limit yourself within your sphere of control? That makes no sense. Yes, hallelujah. I know I'm preaching. You can send your offerings to the Ko-fi, is that how you pronounce it? You can send your offerings to the coffee link in the upper right hand corner of your screen, or you can subscribe to this channel. And we will truly be grateful. Now, I'm just playing. I mean, if you do want to send money, you can, but it is not expected and certainly not required. All right, let's see if y'all have caught up with the simulation lag. I know, two loading screens, one right behind the other. It's a crime, but what can I say? It is The Sims 4. We learn not to question these things. We just accept the things we cannot change, which is simulation lag in The Sims 4. We choose to play in spite of our hardships of the simulation lag in The Sims 4. Oh, I can change my serenity meditation based on The Sims 4. Grant me the serenity to accept the lag I cannot change. Courage to change the amount of custom content I have on my hard drive. And the wisdom to know the difference. Simming one save file at a time. Enjoying one moment at a time. Choosing to game in spite of the simulation lags. Taking The Sims 4 as it is, not as I would have it, except for when I introduce CC to make it more like I would have it. Trusting that The Sims 4 will be all right if I start a new save file with minimal CC. That I may reasonably enjoy my gameplay and can peacefully go on to another game, another day of gaming. Ashe. Lift your hands and say hallelujah. I have no sense. I know I have no sense. Been this way all my life. Why change a good thing now? You're so prolific, like real talk. No, seriously, you can really apply that to a lot of different things. And it'll help you be less frustrated. At least for me, it's actually something that my psychiatrist suggested. It's like I was talking to her, it was maybe like 4 months ago now. I was talking to her about being anxious after my brother-in-law died suddenly, because he was the same age as my partner and I. He and my partner were like Irish twins. They were 11 months apart. So he was actually 11 months older than my partner. So that would have made him like 5 months older than me. And he died suddenly of a heart attack. Now, despite the fact that our situations are very different, he never went to the doctor, never took care of himself, anything like that. And, you know, I do my best to keep up with my medical appointments, and I work out just about every day, that kind of thing. I was very anxious. Oh my God, I could drop dead at any moment. And I mean, realistically, we could drop dead at any moment. But it was getting to the point where it was keeping me from being able to really enjoy and live my life. So I was telling my psychiatrist about it, and when she realized that this was really affecting me, she said, there's this thing, there's this prayer where it talks about accepting days one at a time. I said, oh, you mean the Serenity Prayer? And she said, yes, you should print it out and put it up on your wall and read it every day. I'm so sorry to hear that. Thank you. Yeah, it was a big shock. Yeah, and as shocking as it was for me, it was even more so for my partner because that was his brother, and they grew up very close. They weren't as close in recent years for various reasons, but they grew up very close, so it was a huge blow for him. So my psychiatrist, seeing how I was dealing with a lot of anxiety around mortality, said, print out the Serenity Prayer, put it on your wall, and read it every day to remind yourself that within the things that are in your control, you can live your life and enjoy your life. So I looked it up, and the wording didn't really resonate with me because I'm not religious. So I changed it to a meditation, and I took out all of the religious speak and worded it in a way that is more meaningful for me. And I find myself returning to it in a lot of different instances. So, like, if I am sitting in traffic, I'm stuck in traffic and I'm getting super frustrated, well, I can't do anything about the traffic. And I acknowledge my frustration. I don't try to pretend I'm not frustrated, but okay, what can I do to what is in my control? Well, the music that I'm listening to is in my control. Let me put on some good music and let me have a jam fest here in the car while I'm sitting in traffic, or I can call a friend or, and talk to them while I'm sitting in traffic, and it helps me be less stressed, less frustrated, and less anxious about things. I've always wanted to have this perfect life. I think a lot of people do. They always want to have this perfect life. And I guess at some point in time, we have to come to terms with the fact that life is not perfect. And whether or not we come to terms with that and how we come to terms with that is going to help determine the quality of our life. Now, not for nothing. Some stuff just sucks. Like certain things going on in the world right now. There is no positive spin to put on certain things. And that's the thing that I really like about the Serenity Prayer / meditation. It's not trying to put a positive spin on things. It's not saying, oh, everything happens for a reason. Everything is always going to work out good, no matter what it is. There's some things that just are not going to work out good. But what the Serenity Prayer / meditation is saying is within the stuff that is my control, that is within my control, I can still live my life and find some way to actually enjoy this moment. Even because it does say taking things, enjoying one moment at a time. It's like sometimes looking towards the future can be scary or depressing or whatever, depending on what kind of future you're looking at. But in this moment right now, there may be something that you can look at and be like, okay, I can enjoy this thing here. I'm not up for toxic positivity. I like being realistic. That is both a blessing and a curse. And I am a realist, um, almost to a fault. So other people can be like, oh yeah, the everything's coming up roses, and I'm the person who's like, yes, I see the roses, but look at all those thorns underneath the rose. We need to be aware of the thorns. Same. I'm telling you, Vac, we were separated at birth. I'm really starting to question what my parents told me about my origins. Like, how can somebody who is so much like me not be related to me? I don't understand it. Hmm. Okay, game. Now, you are getting on my nerves. And one thing that is in my control is that I can exit this save and I can go into a new one. Like, for real, I know. Maybe I need to speak to your mama. Are you sure you're not my mom? Hello, game. What are you doing? Yeah, I think it's trying to clean up all of the simulation lag that was happening for New Year, where it thought the countdown to New Year was at 3 a.m. That's what I think it's doing. So here's what I'm going to do. As soon as this loading screen ends, I'm going to exit to the main menu and I'm going to start world building for that new save with Toby and his two horses. Which I think, maybe it'll be Toby. Who would I take? I'd take Toby and his mom and those two horses. And then I can put his mom on a different lot. That way I wouldn't have to play her. And then put him and the horses on a lot by themselves. Because here's the thing that I've noticed with the horses. There is so much that you have to do to maintain their well-being. And the problem that I keep running into in this save is even with 6 other Sims on the lot, the horses are constantly in a state of being uncomfortable. Like something is bad. Either their social is poor, their fun is poor, something. The other stuff, their hygiene tends to stay good, their energy, and I don't remember what the third one is because I'm pretty sure they have 5 traits that you have to keep track of. But I have a hard time keeping the horses in a state where they're not uncomfortable. So if I have Toby and just the 2 horses and I don't have to play his mom, then that'll give me less that I have to juggle because he's going to be doing plenty with those horses. And I would need to give him money because this isn't going to be a rags to riches save. So I'll just cheat him some money. I'll put him on a lot with a house and with adequate stables for the horses. Maybe get a couple of little goats or something, mini goats to help keep the horses company. Because they say that the horses can interact with mini goats to help their social. So I can do that as well. And start him out. I want him to be like a rancher's rancher. So he has some crops, he has his animals, he takes care of those things, he enters different competitions and trains his horses. Maybe I'll have him do some, what do they call it? It's not wine, but it's what they call wine in The Sims. Maybe I'll have him do some of that. Because I know in this save, his mom has been doing that. She's on level 2. And this is the first time I've actually done any gameplay around making those bottles and aging them in the cellar. So I can have him focus on that as well, selling that for money. So yeah, there's plenty. It'll be a real dive for me into the gameplay in the horse ranch pack. That's something that I haven't really done yet. So when I put him on a lot, I need to make sure that there's enough room to have two stables. And I think I want them in a building rather than being outside. Probably tall wall height, just so that there's enough room for him to mount the horses inside and then ride them out of the barn. Because that's another issue that I've run into on this lot. Those walls, I think, are medium wall height. And he doesn't really have the clearance, the headroom to mount the horse and ride it out of the stall. I tried it a couple of times, and he and the horse kind of sat there and looked like that would be nice if we could do that. Yeah, I've not played with it either. I did build a ranch for my friend, but that does not count. I mean, building in The Sims is playing The Sims. But no, I know what you mean. It's not using the gameplay features of the pack. So yeah, I want to do that. Whenever my game decides to let me back in. Actually, this would be a good time for me to take a break because it's been an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm going to take a short break for a few minutes, let my game continue getting itself together. And then when we come back, we're going to start creating that new save for Toby and his mom and his two horses. So you all stretch, use the restroom, grab a snack, whatever you have to do, and I'll see you back here in a few minutes. Okay, I am back. Game, what are you doing? Oh my god. Okay, there we are. All right. Thank you. And we do not need to create a new sim. Thank you, thank you. It's good to be back. And I need to answer this text. It's very important. All right, cool. We've got some financial stuff that we are sorting out. And I got an email from the bank letting us know that they got our forms, so I had to let my partner know about the email because he doesn't check his email regularly like he should, our joint email. But I check email. Share your creations with the world. Yes, I understand that this is what we can do in this game. However, that is not what I'm doing right now. So I was having, oh, pardon me. I was having issues with my game. So I ended up, that's not what I want either. I ended up moving my entire Sims 4 folder to my desktop and then starting the game so that it would create fresh configuration files and all of that. Sometimes when your game is acting strange, that's the best way to clean things up. So that's what I did, and now I'm getting all of the stuff that you get when you're a new user to the game. You know, basically the welcome screens and, well, this is what you can do and all of that jazz. I don't know if there's, I thought I had turned off tips and hints, but let me double check. Let's see, how do we connect? And it's funny because when I did that, I had forgotten, I do not want discovery quests. I have forgotten to enable script mods. So when I restarted my game, I'm like, why am I not seeing MC Command Center in my menu? What the heck is going on? I thought maybe there was a problem with my mods folder, and I was gonna, I was trying to see, did they have like a new version? Was my version out of date or whatever? And then I realized I just hadn't turned on my script mods, so I went and did that, and everything was fine. Okay, there's that. There is that. No longer, no, I do want self-discovery. We can do layoffs in the game. Rental unit events. Hide unit. Oh, that's why I'm seeing the pet adoption event. Okay. I don't want to hide units by default. Okay, so I was playing in a different save file, and every now and then I get these pet adoption events where stray dogs and cats just show up on the lot, and you can pet them and interact with them, and if you want to, you can adopt some of them. I had never seen that before, and I was trying to figure out why it is, and it just dawned on me that the lot that I was playing on is a rental unit. So my Sims own a lot, and then there are 2 units on the lot. One of them my Sim and her husband and their daughter live in, and then the other one her in-laws live in. So that's why it's part of for rent. It's one of those for rent things. That must be a rental unit event, is cat and dog adoption day. Well, that makes sense. Okay, let's see if there's anything else in here. I don't want to show wants and fears. Yeah, we do want to auto age. We're playing on normal lifespan. Actually, let me set that to long lifespan, just so that I have an opportunity to really dig into the horse ranch stuff. Full autonomy. 8 days. We're not setting a permanent phase. Let's take off temperature effects on Sims. I don't want people dying of heat or cold. And I didn't even remember that this was something that I could do until I was watching Ocean Sims play one of her save files in one of her YouTube videos, and she was on this screen and she disabled temperature effects on Sims. She said she didn't like seeing Sims die of the cold. Our seasons will be 7 days. I like 7 days. 14 days sometimes seems too long. I think in my 4 save, the seasons are 14 days. All right, so we are going to delete my legacy Sims. So goodbye to Hannah. So these are the ones in my legacy save. These are his half siblings. They're not going to be a part of this save. We will delete Carolina. What's that? Okay. Delete Jonathan. And then we'll delete his stepdad. So in this save, his mom did not marry into the matrices. She is single. And she is almost an elder. But we're playing on long lifespan, so she should be around long enough to where if I do have him have kids, she should have plenty of time to get to know her grandkids. And you know what? I may give her a makeover. Toby is so cute. Oh my god. I normally don't do much with male Sims. But I put some extra oomph into Toby and it has paid off. Okay, is there anything in here that I really want to change? I like that outfit on her. I like the hair. I like that outfit too. This one I'm kind of iffy about. I do like the hoodie. It's the pants that I don't like. So let's change those. I think I put those pants on her because it's horse ranch, but maybe it's that they just don't go with the hoodie. Maybe I need to change the hoodie. I don't want to change the hoodie. Let's give her some different pants. Oh, those are cute. I've never used those before. Those are from the kitchen stuff pack. And are these boots or sneakers? I think those are boots. How about we give her some sneakers? And we can keep the funky socks just because I think funky socks are cool. She cleans up nice, don't you think? And then her athletic wear. I don't hate it enough to change it. I think I want her nightie to be more colorful though. I tend to like vibrant colors, and one of the bones that I have to pick sometimes with the pack creators is they tend to do what I consider very bland pastel colors. Simmer Things, hi! Happy Thursday to you too. Welcome in. Enjoy your lurk. This is a lurk friendly space. I haven't said that yet, but I do want to remind everyone this is a lurk friendly space. You do not have to feel obligated to chat. I tend to lurk in a lot of people's streams, so I understand how nice it is to be able to just go and lurk in the background and just observe things or just have the stream on for background noise. So make yourself at home. I hope you're having a great Thursday. I hope your week has been good. It's nice to see the weekend just around the corner. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do this weekend. So my partner is going to visit his sister and her family for a week. So he's going to be down in West Virginia. I generally don't travel with him when he goes to visit, at least not now, because I like to be here to do the job search thing. And, it saves money, of course. If two of us were traveling, then that's 2 train tickets that we would have to buy. So I'm going to be here by myself for the next week. And, oh, I love this outfit on her. That looks nice. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with myself. And I'm thinking some photo outings this weekend. I already have one planned for next weekend, so he's coming back on Friday. But I have a photo outing planned for, excuse me, next Saturday. But I'd like to do 1 or 2 this weekend as well. So we'll see. I don't really like this dress on her. Unless maybe it's the way I've styled it. I don't like. Let's see. Maybe we can change the earrings. Actually, I might not have put this on her. This might have been one that the game put on her, and I didn't hate it enough to change it. Because I'll do that. I'm not much of a cast person. The least amount of time I can spend in cast, the better. So if I see an outfit that was automatically spawned for a sim, if I don't absolutely hate it, then I won't change it. Let's see. Maybe this. Is that more like a rose gold? That looks nice. What about this one? Or maybe it's a hat she needs. A nice big summer hat. Oh, that looks nicer. I did her nails. I like that. I keep forgetting that I can do their nails. I'm glad that I remembered with her. And let's find her some different sandals. Or maybe I can change the color. Yeah, we'll change the color of the sandals to match the hat. Okay, that looks better. I think that looks more put together. And that's cute. I like that as the way that that is. And then for her cold weather, I like this one. I like this one. She's a bit of a horse person herself. That's where Toby gets it from. And that's good too. Okay, cool. We are done in cast. They are going to be just roll. There are no matrices in the save. She is actually going to end up in a different household. So once I get the save open, then I'm just going to divide them up. I'll put her in her own household. But I'll let him keep both horses. Now let's see if the loading screens go by faster now that this is a new save. Generally, that is how it works, but you never know. Sometimes you can't tell with The Sims. It likes to do its own thing. Anybody have any cool plans for this weekend? I'm thinking I might make next week kind of like a coding retreat. Because what I generally do now is I do my job hunt stuff during the day, work on the website that the unfunded startup is building, do that during the day. And then in the evening, of course, I leave myself available to just enjoy my partner's company. So like I'll still be doing stuff on the computer, but I'd like it to be like just fun stuff or stuff that I don't have a problem with just getting up from and leaving, so that I can interact with him, you know, cook dinner if it's my night to cook, or eat together or whatever. He's not going to be here next week, so all of that time is going to be mine again. So I'm thinking, like the way writers go on writing retreats, since I'm not paying the money to go anywhere, I am going to be here by myself, so I can make it like a coding retreat. And maybe next week I can focus on deploying that personal project to AWS, really getting that the way I want it. Because once I figure that out, that's going to open up so many doors for me in terms of other projects that I'll be able to just put out there in the world instead of keeping them on my own computer. And I'm really looking forward to that. All right, we're going to start in spring. And we are playing on Long Lifespan. We will be living in Chestnut Ridge. And let's see. I think, okay, this is the lot that they were living in the other save. He doesn't need anything that big since it's just him, but what's this? Palomino Junction. Oh, that's a residential lot. Okay. And this is a vacation lot. I really have not explored this world. The Cozy Corner house. Let's start here. It's nice and small for just him. And she, I wonder where. It's graduation weekend. A bunch of my friends are graduating and having celebrations, and I work in the mornings. Oh, cool. Happy graduation to them. Is that why you took so many classes this term? Because you're trying to graduate at ASAP? I wouldn't blame you. After a certain amount of time, it probably feels like, you know what, I really want to be done with this and working in my field of interest. Now let's see, should I have her stay in Chestnut Ridge? Yes, partly. Oh, okay. I would love to know why. If you don't mind sharing, you can message me privately if you want to get into it and you don't feel like, don't feel comfortable putting your business out there in the chat. I had meant to ask you that earlier when we were chatting before, and I forgot. Because that's a lot of classes to all of a sudden jump into. Especially when you're working. You have a horse. Yes, I know. I have 2 horses. All right. You, ma'am, need to go onto your own lot. Still, to your phone you go. Oh, wait. I need to cheat up some funds. Because you need funds for wherever you're going. So let's give you 20,000 simoleon. Actually, let's give you more because you have that professor job, very high paying professor job. You're on level 9, so it makes sense that you would have decent money. Let's give you 150,000 simoleons, and you're gonna take that with you when you move. And then we need to do some renovations on this lot. We also need to save. Okay, new household. 150,000 simoleons is going with her. And let's figure out where she's gonna go. I'm thinking we can keep her in Chestnut Ridge. Just put her on a different lot. The other lots all tend to be kind of big though. And it's only ever been her and Toby. It's not like she had a whole bunch of kids in this story arc. I usually do 4 to 5. Now that I'm in my major, the classes are more focused to English. Okay. So I had like 4 English classes and a Spanish literature class. So it's just so much reading and writing. Wow. Okay, somehow I don't remember you taking that many classes before. It seemed like you were taking like 3, but I might have been thinking about a much earlier semester. Okay, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Doesn't really need that. She's not gonna have a horse. You know what? I should have put him in here. 2 beds, 1 bath. You know what? I should leave her here and put him in this one because it already has the stalls for the horses. Okay, change of plans. Oh no, I don't want her in my households. Okay, you know what? If that's the way we got to do it, that's the way we got to do it. Let's go into manage households, and we're going to, oh, I can't cheat his finances. Okay, we're gonna move her back. Let's move her back in here with Toby, and then we're gonna do a little switcheroo. Yes, we do, because he needs to take like 30 or 40,000 simoleons with him to move. So back into manage households, we are going to transfer Sims between households. He's the one moving. Create a new household. And he's going to take 40,000 simoleons with him. Okay. Then he is going to move into this lot. And he'll have simoleons left over to do what he needs to do. We're gonna, oh, it does have wild prairie grass already. That's even better. Let me go ahead and save. And then it's amazing how much faster this stuff works in a brand new save file. Okay, so I want him to do the winemaking stuff. I want to close in those 2 stalls that are already on the property, so the horses are protected from the elements, should they choose to be. I think Jetpack likes sleeping outside, or maybe it was just because we only had 1 stall in the other save file, so I assigned it to Peanut. Okay, now he has a better relationship with Jetpack because that's the horse he's been riding, but he'll be able to, oh no, he's got a good one with Peanut. Oh yeah, I had him interacting with Peanut a lot. Okay, So we have two stalls that are mostly open to the elements. We have one ball. Let's go into build mode. And what I would like to do is make these two stalls a proper barn. Which also means, with what I want to do, increasing the wall height. So we're going to go to tall wall height. Not really what I wanted for the house, but I don't think I can change only one. I can change floors, but everything on a particular floor is going to be the same height. So if I want this to be a proper barn, we need to close this in. In the back. And on either side, with a little bit of extra space in the front as well. So I may need to, I'm going to need to move the yard up some. So we'll do like this. Like so. And that's properly closed in. And we're going to need some lights. Let's add some fencing so that we have proper stalls. It'll be easier if I turn, if I just select the horse ranch pack right now. And I like, was that what they were using before? I'm not sure that that's what they were using before. Stable stall fence. Let's use this. Oh, cool. It looks like I got the right swatch. I need to put some lights in there. Wait, I think that was a little bit lighter than the gate. It was. Now it matches. Okay. I can make these stalls a little bit smaller if I move the hay back. But first, let's add lights. We will add the ceiling lights. No, you know what? Let's just say they ran some, what is this? Barn pen. Oh, yeah, this one. I like that one better than the chandelier. Let's put one in the center here. And one in front of each stall. And then we can keep the shorter ones. Well, yeah, we'll keep the shorter ones in the stalls, just so that, you know, if the horse rears up, then we have headroom. And we gotta make sure that, what's back there? Food trowel back there. Actually, we can give them each their own food trowel. Why don't we do that? We want our horses to live their best lives. So they've got their animal feeder. Okay. And we need the water trowel. Do they actually drink from these? I think they do, but I've never really paid much attention. We definitely need windows. We're gonna need wallpaper and floors too. I'll get to that. Got a couple of stall windows. Actually, I think I like the shuttered windows. I would use the stall windows, say, if the walls for the stall went all the way up. I wanted that up a little bit higher, but that's okay. You all need a door. Let's give you a door. Do I want the door that opens and closes? Yeah, I do. Wait, is that the color that I chose for the windows? Let me make sure. I want it to match. I'm picky. I like my stuff to match. No, it's not. The door needs to be lighter. So let's do that. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, that's much smoother. All right. Floors. We need floors. And I mean, honestly, from the pictures that I've seen, barn floors a lot of times are concrete. We need to turn that off. It's gravel, concrete, those all cost the same. We don't need high-end concrete. That's a lighter concrete. Let's use this one. Oh, those are squares. I don't want squares. Okay, that makes more sense. It looks like more like asphalt than concrete, but that's okay. I'll leave that. Let's move these pillars. So this one, let's put them outside on the corners. And then I think these on the inside, we don't need these anymore. Okay, the other thing I want to do, so they have a water trowel inside, they have a water trowel outside. Each has their own feeding trowel. I want to move this, I think I took away 2 squares, or was it 3? I took away 3 squares. So I'm gonna move this right to the edge of the property and then lengthen the sides so that we still have a closed-in horse yard. Move the water trowel back, move their horse barrels. Now let me figure out the terrain paint. So what terrain paint is this? I wish there was a way to clone terrain paint so you don't have to guess. See if this is a horse ranch specific one. It is. There it is. So we're gonna repaint all of this. Well, not repaint because this end was never painted. We're gonna paint this end since we've shifted the yard. And then oh, that was too big. That and darken the edge like they had it before. Didn't have to be that dark, but that's okay. I'm not going to be super picky about it. I do like the touch of realism, but I'm not going to be super duper picky about it. Just because that's no fun. I think it's a different terrain paint, but again, I'm not going to be super picky about it. What I'd like to do is get another big ball for them to play with. Since we have 2 horses, let's have 2 forms of entertainment. Put this one here. Maybe we can move the barrels over just a touch. And let's make this one a different color. So many choices. Use that one. Purple's my favorite color. So we'll use that one. And now let's paint this barn. Do we want it? Pardon. Do we want it to be the same color as the house or a different color from the house? I think I'm gonna have to change the color of the doors. Unless I can find a swatch that I like what that looks like. Actually, red doesn't look that bad. Red is one of my secondary favorite colors. And being picky about stuff being lined up properly, I will put that door exactly in the middle. Also paint the inside of the barn. Sweet. Okay, red barn, blue house. Now we need some more windows. So let's put in some more shuttered windows. Okay. So now we'll get a cross breeze because there's windows in the front, windows in the back. So is there any other windows I really need to put in here? I don't think so. Decor would be nice though. And we still have 13,000 simoleons, almost 14. So we're good. Let's see here. I want to go to decorations and let's look at all the decorations that came with Horse Ranch. Because I want some barn specific decorations. There are a couple of wall shelves that I think would be cool. Let's see, a barrel or two. Oh, that's right. I've got to do nectar. Make sure he has nectar making stuff too. I'll keep that in mind. Supply. Where are the shelves? Maybe they're not in decorations. Maybe they're in surfaces. No. Oh, there they are. They are in surfaces. So this is what I was looking for. One there. And also ranch stuff. Put that one here. More clutter would also be nice. Let's go back into decorations. This is going to require some base game stuff. So I want to go into wall decorations and get rid of Horse Ranch. Oh, you know what? Let me turn on my custom content because I think I have some ranch specific custom content floating around in here too. Let's see what I can find. I'm looking for the hose specifically. Actually, if I go into favorites, I'm pretty sure it's there. It's going to take a minute for that to load though, because I think it's indexing the entire database of CC. Or the entire library. CC's not saved in a database. So it looks like every time I pull up favorites, the list of favorites is not saved somewhere necessarily. It is generated every time I click on favorites. So it has to go through my entire 33, 34 gig library of CC and all the DLC, collect all of the favorites, and then list them here. So it's gonna take a minute. And I recognize that from my own Python programming skills. One of these days, I'm going to sit down and figure out how to make mods. I know that The Sims 4, if I'm remembering correctly from the stuff that I've glanced at, a lot of the mods in The Sims 4, if not all of them, are in Python, which means The Sims 4 may be coded in Python. I'm not sure, but I would love to use my newly acquired Python skills. Wait, are you not collecting all of my favorites? Oh, they probably got reset when I recreated my game. Okay. Ouch. Oh, I hate doing it. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I need to go back into decorations then. And into wall decorations. When I recreated my game, it probably erased all of my favorites. So not cool. Which means I need to add stuff to favorites. Okay. So as I go through, because certain stuff can be kind of hard to find, especially when you have a lot of CC. So I like to mark things as favorites so that I can just pull those up. Or maybe the favorites are saved by save file. I'm not sure. One way or another, I don't have any favorites yet, so I'm marking stuff as I come to it. And it doesn't have much of anything to do with this save. This is just stuff that, in general, I like to use in a lot of saves. Here's what I was looking for. The water hose. And I'm gonna stick that inside the barn because there is lots of poop and it is easier to wash and shovel and wash it away. And I'm just going to keep going through marking my favorites. I see some CC that I need to delete as well. So cool that over time I've gotten particular about how I want my CC to look. So some CC that I might have downloaded a few years ago, I've realized that I don't use it, don't plan to ever use it. It doesn't fit my build style or aesthetic. So I can delete it. Not that I have to. I have plenty of disk space. And the amount that I would delete probably wouldn't make much of a difference, if any, in the amount of time it takes for my game to load. But, hey. Oh, let me mark that too. That's cute. Okay. So there's that, and now let me look at clutter. turn off the custom content. Turn on horseradish. Let's see what specific horseradish clutter I have in here. What? I've been streaming 2 hours? It doesn't feel like it. Utensil basket? No, no. No, this is all like living space stuff. A storage chest. The storage chest would be cool to have in a barn. Maybe that's where they have like a couple of saddles. Let's see if I can get this over here. Oh good, and it won't block the doorway. So I'll put that there. So the storage chest and a storage box. We don't need the box. Another storage chest would probably be a good idea. So I'll put that one over in this corner. And there's still plenty of room to get in and out of that stall. Do they have like, oh, wait, what is this? A rug. Okay. I mean, we don't need a rug, but I would like to give the illusion of there being hay on the floor. Because, you know, no barn's floor is this clean. That it is physically impossible for a barn floor to be this clean when there are animals living in it. It would look dirtier, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I do need to do the roof, and I want to keep it, I think I want to just keep it the way it is, except let's do a little design thing. So we have that there, and then we'll move this one. Is it at the end? I think it's at the end. There, but I can make it taller. It makes it look a little bit more interesting, and I want to put it right in the middle. That is not right in the middle. Hello. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want it to be wider. And then I just need to make it shorter. I'll see how that looks. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay. Save my game! Save my game! I don't want bad things to happen. Bad things happen when we don't save. If you're playing The Sims along with me, please save your game. I know I like to play The Sims while I'm watching people stream. Oh, I need to give Simmer Things a shout out. I didn't do that. Make sure I spell their name right. There we go. I spent some time lurking in their stream just a day or two ago, actually. And it was a good time, of course. So definitely check them out. I gotta get this lined up the way I like it. I think that's gonna have to do, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on that roof. Okay, now I need to make sure Toby has everything he needs. So this is a 2-bedroom house. This is a cute little bedroom. So he has a place to stay when his mom comes to visit. Actually, I may have her do a sleepover. What he does not have is nectar making stuff. And that's what I want him to do. Do I feel like building a basement? I do not feel like building a basement. So what I'm gonna do instead is put his nectar stuff inside the house. So the nectar maker will be outside, but the nectar storage will be inside. And I understand the nectar will age more slowly. Thank you. I'm enjoying your chill vibes while I get my game together. Oh, I'm glad. You are very welcome for the shout out. I like supporting other simmers, especially simmers of color. Yeah, I think the nectar stuff is gonna be in storage. Yes, it is. And let's get blue ones. Oh, the house is blue. And I don't want everything to be brown. So let's put those here. So I think the nectar is going to age more slowly just because it's not in the basement, but I will accept that. And maybe a little piece of decoration, like one of those milk jug things to go between them. See how big that is. Oh, that's tiny. You don't have a larger one? Okay, that's better. And I'll just slide these over. No, that's not what I want. I'm gonna have to replace it. Put you there. And put you there. That corner looks the way I want it. Oh, he needs a computer. He definitely needs a computer. You have a bookshelf? I'm gonna look for that too. And see if he has a television. There is no television. Okay. Let's do a computer. I had this kind of computer in his house when he was living with his mom. So we're going to give him that kind of computer again. We could upgrade his kitchen appliances. Do I want to give him a television? Let's not do a television. I do, however, want him to have a bookcase. Oh, wait, before I do that, we definitely need fire prevention stuff. I always try to buy the sprinkler system because I hate for fires to run amok. And let's also get a thermostat. Okay. While we're thinking of season stuff, an umbrella would also be a good investment. I like for my Sims to have umbrellas. Abby's picky like that. Where's the umbrella stand? Here it is. So we have our umbrella stand. We need a trash can. This little dinky one, but we're gonna get rid of that. Get the money trash can. And just for the sake of completeness, we'll get a big trash can to go in the horse yard. This is a cute little porch. Okay, let's see. Anything else? Oh, a bookcase. He needs a bookcase. What kind of bookcase do I want to give him? I took up this wall space. Oh, I can stick a bookcase on this wall. Oops, this hallway is not that wide. Actually, maybe I can stick a bookcase on this wall. Like so. Yeah, that works. Oh, the other thing I want is we take our shoes off in this house, especially since we live on a ranch. Okay, now it's going through and loading up all my favorites. Like I was saying before, when I didn't realize my favorites had been erased when I rebuilt my game. It looks like we are going to get rain tonight. My desk is in front of the window, and I'm watching clouds move in. I think it was partly cloudy most of today anyway, but now there's a real cloud cover that's moving in. And the weather forecast does say we're getting clouds, we're getting light rain tonight. Okay, well, I thought I had favorited that shoe sign, darn it. All right, I'll go find it again and make sure I favored it this time. And to make it easy on myself, I know that came with Snowy Escape. I don't have to use the sign. I could use the shoe rack, but I like using the sign. Okay, so we have our bookcase, we have a radio, yes, kitchen appliances. Let's give this kitchen a little bit of a facelift. I like the cabinets, they're fine. I just want to do upgrade the appliances. So let's find ourselves a better fridge. It's 2,400. We've got almost 8,500 simoleons, so we can afford this one. Food will last longer. Also for the stove, I like this stove. It's gonna cost a pretty penny, but the food quality is better. And then we can improve our kitchen sink. I really like the one that came in the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack, so we'll use that one. And let's take a peek at the bathroom. Oh, that is the cheap toilet. Okay. We can improve that. I like the rustic look of the sink and the shower, so I'll keep those, but I will replace the toilet. Ooh, that's expensive. That's less expensive. Okay, so we started out with this one that's uncomfortable. Reliability of 3, reliability of 3, reliability of 5. This is a good compromise. I spent a pretty penny on the kitchen. I may need to cheat him some more finances. Because like I said, this is not a rags to riches. We're not doing the struggle in this save. Plus, I could just say his mom gave him a bunch of money as a graduation / starting out on your own type present. Okay, where's the nectar making stuff? So those are the shelves. Here it is. And it's only 350 simoleons. I thought it was more. Hey, how big are you? 4 by 4. Which means you can actually fit on the porch, but it would no longer be wraparound. So instead of doing that, oh, you all have a, you had a bin out here already. I'm gonna put this, I can move this over. No, I don't have to do that. I could put that in the barn. I don't think I want to though. I think for now, I'll put it out back. At some time, I'll probably build a basement, build a cellar, and then have all of the nectar-related stuff in the cellar. But for the time being, that'll work. Oh, I really would like one of these community boards. Just because it's an easy way to do horse training and enter competitions and stuff like that without having to actually leave the lot. Now, loading times won't be as much of an issue now because this is a new save, but if I stick with the save for a while, they will become an issue. So if I can get to do community stuff without actually having to leave the lot to do it, that would be awesome. I would like some prairie grass as well. So we're gonna put some, actually, let's put it right behind the barn. Why not? And it's only 5 simoleons, so we'll just, there. I think that's all we need to get started. Let me save. And I also think I'm going to call it here. This is a great place to stop. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours and I need to get ready to make dinner. I've got coding I need to do, got job applications to do, I've got homework from my violin teacher I need to do. So this is a really good place for me to stop. thank you everybody for hanging out while I streamed. Thank you for your patience with the lag in the game. That is not under my control. So we dealt with it as best as we could, and then we started a new save instead of continuing to deal with it. Have a good night. Thank you. You have a great night too. So good to hang out. It was wonderful to see you back. I hope that you're able to stream soon so that I can come in your chat and act a total and entire fool in your chat. You have a great night as well. Let me put my socials in the chat. You can join the Discord, of course. That's actually the best way to know when I go live, is to join the Discord, because there'll be a notification there. Twitch can sometimes be a little bit iffy about notifications, but if you join the Discord, you'll always get a notification when I go live. Check me out on my Instagram, on Blue Sky, and on Twitter. And let me put my other set of socials in the chat. You can learn more about me on my personal website, where I also occasionally blog. It's been a while since I blogged over there, but you can check that out as well. My YouTube channel, where I love to post the videos that I record from my streams, and there's also some other content, and I may start posting Matrix Legacy content there. Now that I know streaming my legacy save file can be really, really laggy, so I might save that just for content creation over on YouTube. And then I have another Twitch channel, wthelotus, and on that channel, when a wild hair hits me, then I go live there to stream my photo editing process. I mentioned earlier that I'm a photographer, so when I go out with my camera, I come back with lots and lots of pictures, and sometimes I like to just share the process I go through of culling and editing those photos. So check that other channel out. I'm not sure I've streamed on that channel yet this year. If I have, maybe it was once. I don't stream there very often, but if you're interested in photography, or you're interested in seeing how I manage my photography, then definitely join that channel. Make sure notifications are on so that the next time I do stream there, you'll be able to enjoy it. Well, I am going to look for somebody to raid, and while I do that, you can copy and paste that raid message. Here at Lotusland, it does not matter whether you are a viewer, a follower, or a subscriber. We are all one big happy family. So when we raid, we all use the same raid message for a nice big show of unity and love and lotus petals in the other Simmers chat. So let me see who is on right now. We've got a few choices here. Oh, we have somebody else who's building a new save file in The Sims 4. Let's see. Oh, they've been on for 6 hours. I don't know how much longer they're gonna be on. Their chat is trying to convince them to do a 12-hour stream. Oh my god. That is a lot. I don't know if they would do that. Was that Mall Ball? Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope that you enjoy your time here in Lotus Land. Really, really glad to have you. And I'd also like to give a special shout out and thank you to all of my lurkers. This is definitely a lurk friendly stream. And I love it when people come and feel like they can just chill here and have me on, say, for like background noise. That's what I like to do with other people's streams as well. So glad you were able to come and make yourself comfy. Let me check this person here. No, they just went offline. I just missed them. Where's the person I was just looking at? Okay, let me attempt to raid this person. See if they have raids enabled. Let me see. Oh, please don't scare me like that. My browser reloaded and I thought it meant that OBS had crashed. Cool. Oh, wow. Okay, they have a new window for raids. I like this. It makes it easy to see if somebody is actually live. Okay, I need to copy and paste my own raid message. And let's give a shout out to Des Hopkins, who we are about to raid. And we will go and show lots of love to them on their so far 6-hour long stream, though their community is trying to convince them to do a 12-hour stream. Alrighty, thanks again for hanging out with me. I really appreciate your company, hanging out while we chatted about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Let's go ahead and show some love and spread some lotus petals in Des Hopkins' chat. I will see you whenever I see you. Bye.